Welcome to West Coast Wednesday here on Prospectors Radio with Kathleen Biffle, Ron Harrison, Rich Cooley, Scott Swiftwater Tony, Indiana Gold Hunter, Dennis Dayton, and your host, Tim Grimes. We hope you enjoy the show, and thanks again for listening.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another West Coast Wednesday here on Prospector Radio. I'm your host, Tim Grimes, and joining me tonight, as always, my West Coast crew. First off, we got Miss Kathleen Biffle. How are you, Kathleen? Starting off with you tonight. It's kind of weird, ain't it?
It is weird.
To catch you off guard. That's what it is.
You did.
Yeah, see? I like to do that occasionally. What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to log into the chat room, but my computer won't work. I'll keep trying.
Holler for that your IT guy there. Yeah.
You know what he told me?
What?
I don't know. I can't. If I say it, it won't be PC.
Oh, okay.
He said something along the lines of "figure it out" because I'm slow.
God. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
use
pretty.
the word slow.
That's pretty correct.
That's how I get treated.
Oh, jeez.
Well, one, you got to enter the right password.
No, because I was pressing buttons.
See, that doesn't help.
Oh, no, it doesn't help when you bang on the keyboard. That's not the way.
You heard it, folks.
What is it? Please don't bang on the electronic equipment. They do not respond well.
Yeah, it doesn't respond well to that. Yeah. So, what's been up to, Kathleen?
Working.
Working?
Working a lot.
Working a lot, but you're going to go out this weekend, aren't you?
Yes.
So
Shad has opening season day or something for waterfowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to meet Carrie. We're going to go judge.
Nice. So you'll feel better this weekend, I bet.
Yes.
You won't be so stressed and all that jazz.
I definitely need the creek time this week.
Yeah.
One thing after another.
Any idea what the weather's going to be like this weekend?
Probably cold.
Probably.
Like it is now.
I could imagine.
Yeah. And it's been kind of cold all week, so I bet that water's getting nice and cold, too.
That's okay, because I have my new wetsuit.
That's right, so you're good to go.
And I was actually hot at the Cronies Club outing.
Oh, okay.
I was really warm in that thing.
Yeah, but
Hey, what'd you pay for your new wetsuit?
Oh, I don't know. 130 something.
Was that pretty much like the prices of all of them, or like did they have like really really high ones and
I
stuff
had
like
the Farmer
Depends
John.
on what size.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I ended up getting the Farmer John's, and I think it's a men's medium or something.
Yeah, but you sure it wasn't the fever that was keeping you warm?
It could have been that too, because I got fever.
Yeah,
cold fever.
I know you was not feeling well.
No, I literally had a fever.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. So that could have been why you was warm. You know. Well, hopefully the weather is good for you this weekend, and you get out there and play, even if it's a little cold. I know you'll be fine. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, and just the gold, seeing it. And actually taking the time and cleaning it and getting it done. Instead of having it sit around forever, it gives you incentive.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how you do this weekend. 'Cause you're going to try to hit your same hole again, right?
I'm going to try if it's still there.
Well, with that little cool table you got, at least you can set it in the kitchen and sit there and watch TV while you're doing it.
Yeah, it's in the dining room.
Kathleen leaves her clean-up table set up in the dining room.
Yes, that way I can watch the TV from the dining room.
Now, do those tables run off a bilge pump or like just a fish pump?
I think that one, the Martin, is a fish pump.
Okay.
Is it a fish pump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an aquarium. I think.
Okay. I know that one of mine is more like a bilge pump, I think.
Like a pond pump.
Yeah.
A fountain pond.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay. A little bigger.
It's a pump.
Yeah.
We call them waterfall pumps, but same thing.
Fountain pump or something. Right. Gotcha. Well, cool. Well, go and have fun. Have a good time. You and Carrie get the rest of that gold you left behind. You know?
Yeah. And Shad better get some ducks.
Shad, get some ducks. Duck, goose.
He is not to come home empty-handed. We got to fill up the freezer for the winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Well, he needs to get out there and get his duck on. That's what he
So-
needs to do. What, Kathleen? Kathleen?
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying something? What?
Oh, so he'll hunt, and I'll gather the gold.
There you go.
Hunter-gatherers.
Yeah. That's the true
That's how it
meaning
works.
of hunter-gatherer right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, way to go.
It's
Well,
funny. He'll come home with 2 ducks. I got food. She'll hold up a bag. I got a lot of food. It's a bag of gold.
Well, man, let us know Sunday how well you do. Can't wait to hear Sunday how your weekend went and all that jazz. So you just going Saturday or you going Saturday, Sunday?
I'll probably leave Friday night and then come home Sunday.
Oh, wow, okay. So your weekend, your
Cool.
whole weekend
Yes.
is raging again. All right.
It will be my whole weekend. So I need to get over this sinus thing.
Better start taking something. Have you been taking
I
anything?
am. Oh.
Oh, you are? And it's not helping.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was taking antibiotics when I was at the Cronies Club outing, and then that's gone, and I still have it.
Wow. You need a stronger antibiotic. Yeah?
Nah.
Nah.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I hear that you become, like, immune to that
You
stuff.
can. That's why you got to do
Yeah,
different ones.
your body gets weaker, actually.
Yeah, you got to do different ones because your body will get used to one certain kind. And so you got to do this one now.
So right now, the Dayquil and NyQuil rotation seems to be working well.
I don't know.
Don't do the green one at night or day.
NyQuil.
Yeah, don't
Until
do that.
Well, most people take NyQuil when they're going to bed.
Well, like I said, I grew up just the only kind we ever had was green.
Nasty green. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought
That's
that was
the
the
NyQuil,
NyQuil.
yeah.
It said NyQuil joke. I said, well, that's the right ones. They're green. Nope.
That stuff was just bad. Ugh.
Yeah, but it'll make you fall asleep for sure.
Oh, it'll make you something. It's bad.
Well, we were going to go, to Indiana, but we had to stay close to home because, we've got sickness running through the house and we don't want to be too far.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to be too far away, just in case. Well, good luck, Kathleen. Good luck, Shad, Mr.
Thanks.
Duck Getter.
The duck go-getter.
The Duck Getter, man. Awesome. All right. Thanks for being here, Kathleen. Also joining us tonight, we got Mr. Rich Cooley. How are you, Rich?
Pretty good. How's everyone tonight?
What's happening in Rich's world?
Oh, not much. Just working around the house trying to get that. There's clones down from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I did run a small batch today, a quarter of a bucket, and ran it through the cleanup sluice.
How'd it look?
So, a lot of black sand. So I didn't classify it down yet, but I'm going to run that. And I ran that, so now I got about another 4 gallons to go.
Oh, wow. You
So
still
I'm going to run that through a couple times, and I usually run it through 2 times. I do a quarter bucket at a time, run it through twice.
Right.
And then I check the tailings, make sure there's no gold, and then I chuck it.
Oh.
And I go to the next one.
Ah.
So usually a quarter bucket with that, because if there's a lot of black sand, it'll really get it. And then it's very little blondes, I may even wait until I'm all done with the whole thing and then put them all together and run it through again, just to try to get rid of a lot of the blondes. So I'm just dealing with black sand. Then I'll classify it to 30, 50, 100, and then pan it out, and I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
Which won't be much.
So you got
You go clear down to 100 mesh.
Yep.
Rich.
We got small gold here, Bubba.
Yeah, I know.
Rich don't play. he wants.
No, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Like I said before, classification is the key. If you're screwing around with 100 mesh and 200 mesh gold, and you're mixing it in with the 30 mesh and the 50 mesh, it's going to take you forever to pan it out. It doesn't take me long to pan anything out because it's that size.
Mm-hmm.
Material's all the same size. It's either gold or nothing.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. It doesn't take long to pan if you do it right. If you do 30, 50, and 100, and you pan it out, all the material's the same size.
Right.
Unless some of the gold sticks to the material. But if you wash it good enough, it won't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to pan. It's easy to run across the table, too, because everything's the same size.
Right. Now, didn't you talk about that on one of your Cooley's Corner episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
I think you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Classification.
That's right. Yes, you did. You narrowed.
Classification's the key to prospecting. Yep.
Sure is, and you did talk about that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still roll anything below 50. I still roll on Mercury, but I know you guys don't do that much back in the East.
No. No, we don't do that out here.
Mm-mm.
We don't want to die real quick. No.
I never touched the Mercury. Trust me on that.
No, but I mean, you got to make sure you know what you're doing. I mean, you just can't grab the Mercury and do it. You got to be trained. You got to know what to do. You can't be upwind. You got to know what you're doing. And I suggest nobody does it unless they know what they're doing.
That's true,
yeah,
too,
definitely. Ooh, yeah. That's something
everybody can sit here and say, go ahead, just use Mercury. Well,
yeah.
You got to make sure you know what you're doing when you're dealing with that stuff, because you can die from it real quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
you are right, brother. That's nothing to fool with. No way.
That's how they use those vapors. What do they call them?
The retort thingy.
Yeah, the retort.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to use a retort when you're dealing with that stuff.
Or chemically, like me and Jimbo did.
Or chemically, yeah, like you did before, and ended up being hard as a rock or something, wasn't it? You put too much of something in.
Yeah, I took too much glass in it, and it sat there, and I boil it, and I was like, ah. But I got believe it or not, out of all the glass, I saved the glass because the glass turned green. Usually that means it's got probably some still what do you call it, sulfides in it.
Oh, okay.
But I did get a nice nugget of gold and lead. It's funny. It's a lead nugget with a bunch of gold sparkles all through it. But it come out it just like clean as a whistle.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But I didn't get it hot enough to get the lead away from it. I know that.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing. Basically going through that material, and I got my deer all cut up, and it's in the freezer, and all the burgers done. I got 32 pounds of burger and a bunch of steaks. So.
So you're not doing nothing this weekend, no.
No, I was gonna go back up to the cabin, but I'm not. I got too much to do at the house. I gotta finish this material, and then I gotta get my dredge up on saw horses and get the motor tour off of it and get it ready to start working on.
Cool, brother. Well, good luck and have fun and enjoy working on on your new toy.
Yep, that'll be my new winter project.
Yes,
so.
Sir. Awesome, brother.
Did you get a big buck, or did you just take a doe for meat?
I just got a doe for meat, and I've got one more tag I can use for doe, and then I got a buck tag yet.
Good deal.
Which I'd like to get one in archery season here. Second week of November is the last week of archery season, but that's when our rut is on, so that'd be the best chance to take one with a bow. So
you go try to rattle one up?
Yeah, I'm gonna rattle and grunt and do whatever.
That's awesome when they come in.
And then pull a shad, maybe jump out of a tree or something,
With a big sharp stick.
You gotta know you gotta have a buck knife in your teeth.
Yeah. I laugh every time Shad says that. Yeah.
So we can see Shad doing that. That's why.
Yeah, I could see him doing it.
You can visually picture him doing it.
I'd be right there with him, probably in the other tree beside him.
Yeah, both of you. Jumping out of the tree.
Chad loves opening day for waterfowl season. I'll have to tell you why.
Tell us why.
Yeah.
What?
Tell us why, Mr. Producer Chad.
Well, it's only because there's a lot of people all around the ponds and everything, all shooting at the ducks, so the birds are moving around. But what's really cool is because everyone's shooting, you got shot shells just raining down on you all over the place, and it's freaking awesome. It
makes you feel important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. People are freaking out because they're getting pelted with the shot shells, and I'm just laughing my butt off. I think it's great.
Getting lead poisoning.
Yeah. It's fun.
He has to get his adrenaline.
Yeah, lead raining down on you has an effect.
Yeah. I have some lead peppering you occasionally. Make you feel good. Right, Chad? Makes you know you're alive.
I recharge my PTSD.
Oh, great.
Oh, mercy. Well, have fun, Chad. Rich, you have fun too, brother. Thanks for being here.
Yep,
Awesome. Also joining us tonight, we got our West Coast connection, Mr. Scott Swiftwater. Tony, how are you, Scott?
Oh, doing good, doing good. Weather seems to be fine out here. I know that you guys are saying it's a little chilly over there, back that way, which I can believe it.
It's cold, not chilly.
Yeah, we actually got this week kind of a heat spike. Went back up in the 90s, so I'm not digging it too much. But I guess next week we're supposed to go back down. So.
Man, now didn't you go to a Amber outing last week or something?
Yeah. Last weekend I did the Amber outing up there at Barstow at the Slash X restaurant. And it's actually it's a big place. I didn't think it was going to be, quite that big. But we actually looked up the website, and man, they get a lot, and I mean a lot of like sand buggies and ATVers and riders and stuff like that come through and stop there and eat. And then they got just a humongous campground behind this place as well for like big functions, like off-road stuff and, like AMRA and things like that. It was pretty cool time and got to meet some cool people. And I'll be talking about that a little bit later on.
Good.
And,
okay.
Going to be making a special call out to the East Coast because we're going to start needing your guys' help before long as well.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, but it went pretty good, and then, like I said, come back here and get stuff ready, and man, oh man, it's just not easy getting everything ready and getting it all straight and sorted out, and trying to keep things straight and on the dead narrow.
Right.
But I'm getting there.
Right.
It's like I said, it's the little pieces. It's driving me nuts.
I just wonder if you're gonna still forget that one little piece.
Well, now I'm like today. I started looking and I'm missing bands to my dredge hose.
Really?
I'm like, now where did those go? I always tighten those up so they don't come off the hose. I don't know where they went, and I'm just a foul. Luckily, the one on my nozzle's still there, but the ones on the other end ain't, and the ones on my lay flat, they're not there either, which they should have been because I always tighten them down so they don't come off.
Wow.
And I know before somebody said, "Well, how can you tighten it down on lay? How can you tighten it down on lay flat?" If you pull it up about 4 feet, and then when you roll your hose, it stays up in the roll.
Right.
So it never comes off.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, everything's been going all right, weather-wise and time-wise, and AMRA-wise. It's just been a pretty good week.
Awesome, brother. I'm glad you had a good week, and I can't wait for you to get out there and get in the gold field. So, I know you're chomping at the bit to get out there.
Yeah, timing is everything. So I'm trying to make it right and trying to make everything go fluidly, but I know there's going to be a hiccup or something somewhere. I could just guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, and well, it's just to expect. It's just to be expected what it is, and we'll go from there when I find it.
Yeah. Still, soon, you will be out there, and we will be getting some.
I know, man. I could be actually posting pictures of my gold rather than seeing anybody else's.
We'll be getting some good gold reports from out west from Swiftwater when he gets out there very soon. It's coming, so be patient, everyone.
And I've already talked to a couple of friends that they're already finding some good gold and stuff like that, but they're a little higher up than what I go mining at the time of year when I go out because it gets cool up there quick.
Right.
But I always thought maybe taking a weekend and taking off with them, maybe shooting a little video or something like that would be cool to do. But that stuff's all in the works. I actually got plans for a couple different videos coming up for when I get out because everybody else has been out doing me in the summer because I can't get out and do them.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to catch up this winter, more or less.
Nice. Yeah, and then you can start getting your gold pictures up here, and we can start seeing how old Scott's doing this year out in the gold fields.
Exactly.
And we can't wait to see, my friend. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, as always.
You got it.
Awesome, brother. And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and kick it on over to Miss Kathleen and some.
It is time for Dredging Up the News with Kathleen Biffle. Mining news from around the globe, metal detecting, dredging, entertainment news, and fun facts as well. Here's Kathleen.
All right, everyone. October 18th today. I just wanted to start off with this update. Excuse me. Bear with me. We're still getting over sickness.
Mm-hmm.
The Northern California fire. It's now the deadliest in the state's history, with 41 reported deaths, 60 people still missing. And this was as of Tuesday, so if there was any updates today, I didn't catch it.
Okay.
Over 6,000 homes were burned. Over 200 acres of the state was affected. Some residents are being allowed to return to their homes, but another fire is starting in the Santa Cruz Mountains, now just outside of San Jose. That's where my friend just moved. The fire affecting Sonoma and Napa counties has been 82% contained. The Nuns fire between Santa Rosa and the city of Sonoma is 68% contained. The fire in Redwood Valley, and that's Mendocino County, is 60% contained. And the Atlas fire in the area of South Lake Berryessa is 77% contained. So I know that we have fellow miners out there who live in a lot of those areas and have suffered losses. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Yeah, definitely. Man, a lot of
All right. Here's an interesting story. I don't know if it counts as local news or global news, but Shad said it was galaxy news. So now I'm reporting the galaxy mining news. All right. So scientists, they've been observing two stars in outer space on the collision course. And back in August, they observed the collision. The discovery was announced Monday at a news conference in scientific reports written by 3,500 researchers, which solves a long-standing mystery about the origin of heavy elements. Well, on Monday they announced they have been able to unlock some secrets, and one of the secrets is how gold was created. The two neutron stars collided, and it is estimated that the collision created an estimated 10 million octillion dollars. 10 million octillion dollars in gold. I know that evidently that breaks down to 10 billion.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold.
So in this case, what scientists managed to spot was a pair of neutron stars that likely spent more than 11 billion years circling each other before they finally slammed into each other. The actual collision, though, get this, happened 130 million years ago. What? So this is while dinosaurs were still walking around.
Okay.
The signal did not arrive to Earth until last August. It was the 17th when it happened, about a month ago. So that means it traveled 130 million light years. And to give you some perspective, a light year is 5.88 trillion miles.
Wow. I'm lost. That's crazy.
Isn't it? Yeah. Well, the crash is called a kilonova. It occurred in a galaxy called NGC 4993, seen from Earth in the Hydra constellation, located in the southern skies. The first place where astronomers could observe it was in Chile. And the debris that the collision caused was gold and platinum. But it's mixed in with what we would call radioactive waste.
Okay.
And there's big radioactive waste cloud that starts mushrooming out of the collision site. It starts out small, about the size of a small city, but it's moving so fast that after a day, it's the size of our solar system.
Wow.
Something to think about.
That's crazy.
So, yes.
Mm-hmm. I always wondered.
I don't think we can go mine that, though.
No.
It seems kind of far.
A little bit. Just a little too
well, at least now they're, to see something like that and to be able to study it, it's amazing.
So, just help me here. It just happened? Or it happened
It happened 130 million years ago.
Okay, and that's...
But because it had to travel light years away, we didn't get the reaction until last August.
Okay, we didn't get the reaction, but there wasn't they saying that's where our gold came from?
Probably not from that one, but yes,
but one similar to it, or something,
probably
right?
similar things. long time ago.
Okay. All right.
La la la.
I was just confused. I was like, okay, I heard it just happened, but it happened a long, long time ago, and they just seen it. That's strange.
Yeah. So this is really, it was a really interesting observation.
It's galactic, for sure.
So that was Galaxy News.
That is definitely some Galaxy News.
That's definitely different.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, I like different. Very good, Kathleen.
Yeah. So now I'm going to bore you with some finance stuff.
Go for it.
All right. So, gold miners, specifically publicly traded gold mine stocks, will soon be reporting their Q3 results. This data has been highly anticipated by investors because quarterly reports reveal miners' operations and underlying realities. These reports will offer a true and clear snapshot of what's really going on. Analysis based off the data gold miners provide in these reports and Q3 upcoming results are predicted to be bullish. That's good. That's high.
Okay.
So the gold miners generally release their quarterly reports between late October and mid-November, and as we all know, gold mining is more than just extracting gold from the earth and making bets on how many ounces you mine. A true indication of how profitable a mining company really is seen by their profits, which, of course, are the difference between their current gold levels and operating costs.
Okay.
So managers of gold mines are usually paid partially in stock or stock options, so that would give them big incentives to do everything that they can to boost the stock price. Their annual stock-based bonuses are usually figured late in the calendar years. So these guys are seem to be planning. They plan mining to attack necessary lower grade ores that yield fewer ounces early in the year, if possible. Mm-hmm. Then they shift back to higher grade ores in the second halves when stock prices matter more for compensation. So in addition, most of the world's major gold mines are in the northern hemisphere, where mining is easier in the summer. The weather is warmer and clearer, and with less snow or monsoons to slow them down. And then, as we know, gold mining costs are largely fixed. You have some variable costs like fuel, but nothing compares to their fixed costs. And the more ounces of gold being produced in any quarter, the more ounces to spread gold mining big fixed costs across the board. So that's why things are looking bullish. Okay. Gold's average closing price in Q3 was just under $12.79, which was up 1.7% from second quarter's average, which was nearly $12.58. The key takeaway here is we are set up for big quarterly profit growth in the upcoming results of the major gold miners. So some things that investors will take notice.
Okay, cool.
So that kind of leads us to a global news story that has to do with finance even more. You guys are getting a great lesson in
Yes, we are.
Finance. I didn't plan it that way. There just seems to be a lot of that going on in the news.
That's okay.
So this is a big announcement in India. India's multi-commodity exchange launched the country's first gold options contract in New Delhi. This was announced yesterday, and it coincides with the gold buying festival that I spoke of before, of Dalteris.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pronounce it. So the contracts expired November 28th and January 28th this year and January 29th, 2018. They were made available yesterday for trading. So just to give you a little background on that.
Okay.
But before I do, I have to disclose that I'm in no way licensed to give you investment tips. So I got to make sure I put that out there.
That's right.
So this is just some good info that relates to the story that I just told you.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, I'm supposed to disclose that honest working before I do.
Yeah, okay.
Options that I spoke of in this announcement, what they do is they give the buyers the right to buy or sell an underlying asset at a specified price at the future expiry, which is the expiration date, and the risk is limited only to the premium paid to the seller of the option. What does this do for investors? Well, when gold options are purchased, they are purchased for less capital than buying the actual physical gold or gold futures. It is a shorter term and less capital intensive way to do it to make a profit, whether gold prices rise or fall. If you believe the price of gold will rise, you would buy what's called a gold call option, which gives the right but not the obligation to buy gold at the specified price at the certain time of expiry. If the price of the gold rises above the strike price when you bought it, then you make a profit. Mm-hmm. If the price of gold is below your strike price at expiry, you lose what you paid for in the option, which is your premium. A put option gives you the right, but not obligation, to sell gold at a strike price for a certain amount of time. So if the price of gold falls below that strike price, you make a profit. So it's basically betting on, you're going to make money on whether it rises or falls, just depending on how you do it. So that's why this was an important announcement in India's commodities market, because it was highly anticipated since the year 2003. Oh, okay. So when they first opened the Indian commodities market.
Ah, gotcha.
So take that as you will, if you're an investor. All right, so this story was interesting. I don't think it happened recently, but it was recently reported in the Washington Post. It was this week. It can almost be a fun fact. So,
but it's not a fun fact.
No, it's not. Okay. It's interesting. It's an interesting fact.
All right.
In Switzerland, an estimated 95 pounds of gold and 6,600 pounds of silver rush through Switzerland's sewage pipes and waste stations each year. This is according to a study by scientists at the Swiss Federal Institute of Aquatic Science and Technology. So that is about $1.8 million of sewage-covered gold and $1.7 million of silver. So what this study did was it tested sewage in 64 wastewater treatment plants across the country and found metals. So what the cause is mostly coming from is that the country's gold refining plants and its watch-making industry.
Really?
Switzerland, yeah.
That much?
It's one of the world's largest gold refining centers. It has 70% of the world's gold passing through its refineries each year. The Institute says the concentration of the gold in most places was just not high enough to financially justify mining the toxic sludge.
Yeah. I want to know who had the first idea.
Yeah. I know, right?
Let's check the crappers waste for gold.
I mean, good Lord.
Right?
Yeah. So researchers from Arizona State University published a similar study in 2015, which reported that a U.S. city of 1 million people flushes about $2.3 million of gold and silver into the sewage system each year. And in Japan, one wastewater treatment plant incinerates its sludge, extracting 2 pounds of gold from every 1,200 pounds of ash.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a pretty good turnaround, though.
That is.
I mean, that would be a dirty job.
Yeah, but the Japanese got it right. They're just burning it and then getting it out of the ash. So, hey, they're the ones that's smart thinking. Holy cow.
I just don't know who decided to,
I know. What guy came up with this?
One day.
It's like they're...
I know, right? Well, what are we going to do with that pile? I'll burn it.
There's got to be gold.
Then we'll pan it for gold.
Yeah.
There's gold in there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know. I wonder if they've ever tried it here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Why don't you go pan some poo and
I'm good. I was just wondering. I didn't say I was.
Arizona, I don't know if they actually tried it or if they were just doing an estimate or something. I don't know.
That's just crazy.
I know those Arizona folks.
There wasn't nobody I knowed. I'm telling you what.
Man, oh man, stuff they come up with.
I know. So that leads us to our fun facts. I have a couple, and then I want to make a little short announcement.
Sure.
Fun facts.
Fun facts.
So these are fun facts about the Roman Empire and the mining industry. Something you probably never really thought about, but Shad's coin inspired me.
Okay.
As we were trying to figure out what it is. It's not gold, it's bronze.
It's a Chuck E. Cheese token.
Yeah. So anywho, I did a little digging, a little dredging. And did you know that the main motive behind the invasion of Britain by the Romans was back in 75 AD, and the main motive was gold?
I did not know that.
I didn't know either, because it's Britain. However, there was only one single gold mine known to exist in Wales, and that is the Lacho I don't know. I can't pronounce it. It's spelled Dolaucohi.
Got me.
It's located near the village of Pumsaint. It's an underground mine, also known as a Gofo gold mine. That's easy. A Gofo. Anyways, the Romans worked this mine until 150 AD, and the mine was left untouched for over 600 years until the Victorians reopened it. So since then, the mine has been worked by a succession of companies until it finally was closed in 1939 due to the difficulties in recovering gold from the extracted ore. And there was a big write-up on what kind of ore it was. I didn't want to get too technical, but I guess there was iron pyrite involved of some sort. I'm not sure. But if you want to read the article, look it up, Roman Empire mining history, and you'll see it.
Oh, okay.
But evidently that mine right now is open for tours. It's closed. It's not a working mine anymore, but you can get tours and stuff. I have another Roman Empire mining fun fact, history, whatever. Roman women, they used to like to sleep with pearls so that their dreams would be filled with lustrous gems.
Really?
Caligula, that he adorned his slippers with pearls. He draped pearl necklaces around the neck of his favorite horse. Nero decorated his scepter, and Constantine decorated his helmet with pearls. And one of the reasons why Julius Caesar invaded Britain was also to get his hands on freshwater pearls from Scotland. And it's said that Cleopatra once made a bet with Mark Antony that she would give the world's most expensive dinner party. And to win the bet, she crushed one of her pearl earrings and drank, and mixed it in a goblet of wine and drank it. So one earring was said to have been worth 100,000 pounds of silver, because silver was the main source of Roman coins.
Oh, I'll be darned. That's pretty cool.
See, I learned something new too.
Yeah, I learn something new every week when you do these things.
I know. So now I'll have to read up on some of the Roman Empire mining history, because that's very interesting, and that kind of leads me into my announcement I wanted to make. If you and I'll make this on Sunday as well.
Okay.
But as all of you know, I've been doing this Wednesday show with my segment on mining, news, stories, and fun facts, and so on. And I also like to read extensively on different things that just pique my interest.
Right.
Most of it lately is mining history. Go figure. Well, sometimes I run across stories or even fun facts that I dredge up in the news that spark some conversation or maybe additional questions, and I want to go back and read up more on it. So, since I'm very inquisitive, I look into these things further, and just for my benefit. But I will be starting a monthly segment, and we talked about this at the Cronies Club outing. It's just going to be a monthly thing because I'm a busy lady.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just a short little thing on Sunday nights. It won't interfere with Cooley's Corner or anything else we got going on, except for, of course, the guest. Where I'm just gonna take a closer look at a story or a history.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mining, something in mining, just to spark some interest, and maybe perhaps you'll want to read up on it too. So.
All right. Now, any idea what the date is you're thinking of starting?
In a month.
So
that's what, November? We get the calendar.
November-ish.
November. Well, we got Thanksgiving and all.
Okay.
18th.
We're having a show Thanksgiving Sunday.
Yeah. It's nighttime, so, right? Yeah.
So, the 26th.
Okay, so.
We'll kick it off,
Kicking off Kathleen's new Sunday segment, November 26th.
And it won't be a full-blown news that I do on Wednesdays, but
right.
Just and now, if something interesting happened, then I'll definitely talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't be around that night. I'll be at the cabin.
Oh, you'll be at the cabin that night. Rich.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, look forward to it.
27th is the first day of deer season.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so Rich will be absent the 26th.
You're going to go hunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich is...
That's my birthday, too, so I'll be at the cabin.
Happy birthday.
He'll be MIA at the cabin.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a good night to kick it off, and, we came up...
I might call in now, maybe. I might
there
call
you
in,
go.
because I have service up there, so
okay.
I might be able to join you that way, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just like you are now. Just let me know. Text me, and I'll bring you in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've been getting ideas, from, suggestions and whatnot. And I think
how's Shad coming along with my DIY segment?
He is making drawings.
Drawings.
Okay.
Drawings. I've caught him working on something, and I figured that was.
That's fine. Whenever he gets done with it, let me know, and then I'll do the show on it.
Right. Yeah. So that leads us to what I was going to say is that we went to the Cronies Club outing, and we thought of some. We did some brainstorming, all of us by the fire, like we do, and that's where we came up with different ideas were tossed out, and one of them was your DIY, which will be starting soon as well, because we all like that. Miners are very.
And I don't know if I'll be able to do one a month because there's so much stuff out there that I don't want to actually build everything because I don't need all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I can probably do research online and get stuff that way, but I'm not going to actually build equipment that I don't want just for DIY.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you can still.
But I can cover it, not a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You can cover it, talk about it. Go
of
through
course,
it. And
people can call in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh. Sparks conversation. That's
yes,
what we like.
it does. Pretty cool. I can't wait. Looking forward to the new segment for sure. Always like when you guys come up with new stuff. That's pretty cool. I think it's going to be exciting. Actually,
I don't have a name for it.
Yeah.
We'll come up with.
Yeah, I love the ideas everybody came up with. I mean, we'll run with it and see if we can make the show better.
We'll definitely come up with a name for it. That shouldn't be too hard. Once you roll with it, we'll come up with something. We know. Yeah, definitely. Could be neat though. So that and Rich's DIY section thing, it's going to be cool. A lot of new things coming up. So thank you, Kathleen. Awesome segment tonight. Appreciate it. As always, learn something new again.
You learned some banking stuff.
Yep. So now I'm going to have to forget something. If I learn something, I got to forget something. So I got to figure out.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. What am I going to forget this week? I don't know.
Just write it on your hand.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Something. Something will be gone in the morning, and I'll have this new memory. Awesome. Thank you, Kathleen.
You're welcome.
All right. On that note, let's just go ahead and kick it on over to Mr. Swiftwater.
And now it is time for In the Goldfields with Scott Swiftwater Tony. Join Scott each week as he shares useful information to help you find and recover more gold. Here's Swiftwater.
Hey, all right, everybody. How we been doing this week? I hope you've been doing as well as me and everyone else on the show tonight. Oh, I want to start out by talking about the Amber outing I went to this weekend in Barstow, California, or just a little south of Barstow, actually, at the Slash X Ranch. It was a pretty exciting time. like I said, got to meet a lot of new people, a lot of funny people. Actually, I was really surprised on the show up that was there, and I got to just like I said, talk to like-minded miners like myself, and get everybody's points and views and ideas and stuff like that, and found me actually a good deal on a little puffer that could. I was jealous that Kathleen and Shad had one out here, and I didn't have that particular.
Was it a Thompson?
No, it's actually a Keen.
Oh, he makes one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got a good price on it, and I couldn't pass it up because I thought, well, number one, it doesn't use gas, so this season, I mean, you might have to stay out a couple extra hours a day, but you could save up to $40-50 a week on gas alone, running a leaf blower for the hours that I spend out there. And it's what's neat about puffer, and it's a hand crank too. So that's really fun, or going to be fun. But
you got the hand crank. You didn't get the one with the motor, if you will.
Yeah, no, it's got a motor mount on it and the wheel for the motor. The motor wasn't on it.
Oh, gotcha.
But like I said, I wasn't complaining for the smoking deal that I got for it. Yeah. So,
so do you just hook it up to a battery like the Thompson?
Yeah, you can if you put a motor on it, but I'm just going to use it as a hand crank. Well, the thing is, like I said, usually on my dry washers, when I'm running my motors anyway, I'm working classifying first, and then I might run it 35 minutes, running the 20 buckets that I've classified up, when back under a canopy and be out of the sun and just pour, fill that little hopper and just make it go. Like I said, you just work a couple more hours during the day and spend the time turning the crank, but you don't really turn it fast. You just have that boom 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 boom, that steady rhythm. It doesn't really have to be fast, so it doesn't take a lot to crank it. I mean, I've used one before, like I said, like that, but and I've just forgotten.
Buddy, so I say that after the first full weekend, you're gonna put a motor on that.
And that defeats my purpose then, because it's totally portable. I could take this thing anywhere. I mean, I could even go in a cave and use it, and it wouldn't blow your ear. I could go under a road in one of the tunnels that we have out here, the drainage tunnels. And you could use that inside there, and it wouldn't blow your ears out. Just good stuff like that. And,
that's true.
And like I said, you don't have hoses, you don't have gas cans. There's a backpack thing that fits on that I got for it there. It fits right there. You buckle it on, and you got a shovel in your hand and a bucket in your hand. That's the only thing you take with you. Oh. So, I mean, for me, walking where I walk, it's pretty. It's going to be a personal tool, I believe.
Very cool. Very nice, buddy. Very nice.
And like I said, in $50 a week, through 6 months.
I mean, that's cutting into your profit margin.
Now,
doing the gas.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, we've did the records, and it's like, good God, how much gas did he use? Like, holy mackerel! I should have been just running a 4-cylinder down there with that car gas tank. Had been like cheaper, just fill it up, let that thing idle.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do spend a lot of gas when you're doing leaf blowers, motors and stuff like that out there, and you run them, a lot. And that's what gets you when you're directly shoveling into it. It's always running. And there's some times where we can classify buckets and bring it over to the machine and let the buckets actually sit there beside it until we're ready to run it. But 9 times out of 10, when you dig so deep, that bucket theory goes out the window a little bit, because then you're carrying your material up and out of a hole, which, man, will really wear you out. So then you start actually sailor shoving it, just throwing the coals over your shoulder and into the dry washer, but that's, like I said, then your motor's almost running all day long. So yeah, it does use some gas.
This is going to save you.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm tightening up this year. Like I said, I'm trying to go light.
Right,
what's that?
I said that was a used unit that you got, right? That little hand crank thing.
It was. Let me just say this: if it was used, I don't know when, because there was no dust like under the riffle tray. There was no dust or anything, And I mean,
wow.
the seals were completely still white, just like brand new out of the factory. I was like, wow,
maybe they never used it.
That's what I thought.
They might have got it and got out of it or something. Never know. Good deal, Scott.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they had some stuff at the Amber show that was by a passed away miner, and he donated all the proceedings from his gold equipment to Amber.
Oh.
And like I said, Sunday come along, and I didn't want to really, pay what they were wanting for it, but I know it goes to Amber as a donation, but I just didn't. I wasn't packing enough that day, so I made an offer, and I actually, I got accepted, which I was surprised, and I was actually glad.
Mm-hmm.
And the little bit extra don't hurt because it does go to them, and it helps back them and support them. So
Right.
You can have the rock bottom stuff, but then you got to give a little bit more just because you know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept it pretty even, but pretty fair. And like I said, I come out with a good unit that I'll be shooting some videos on sometime here in the near future. I have a young gentleman that's called me a couple times, and I forget his name, but he actually goes out on my claim every now and then, and he got himself a little puffer, and he asked me about how to set it up. And I explained to him, there's the 3 holes, and that's, more or less for me, that's like levelability. If it's on a hill or a little bit forward, a little bit back, I think it's a puffer is going to be a pretty much a self. Once you set it up, that's how it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to change the settings around anything on a dry wash or a puffer just to make it work. It should be ready to go right when you set it up. But like I said, he goes out there and he told me, he said he cannot find any videos on how to run a puffer dry washer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well,
Yeah, we ran into the same thing.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, well, I thought I seen somebody. He goes, well, no, they're using them. He says, but they don't explain how the setup is. And he goes, like you did on your last video, with the other one. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? And then it was so strange because he asked that question, and then not even a week later, I go to the outing, and there sets one ready to go.
Huh.
And I thought, you know what? This is like I don't know, things happen for a reason kind of deal.
Right.
And it was just real funny, and I thought, you know what? And then I started thinking in my mining season, because I'm not planning on dry washing for 5 months. The water will come in a couple months, and we'll be going to dredging.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure what money I could save in the month and a half, or maybe 2 months that I'm actually doing that at $50 a week. How much would I save throughout the 2 months? And that might benefit me later on down the road in case, heaven forbid, my motor falls in the water or anything like that again, or gets flooded, or anything. You blow your hose or something gets cut. You just never know. And you always have to have that little, what do they call it? Insurance. There we go. I was sitting there thinking, what is that word I'm looking for? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got to have a little insurance to back you up, because you never know when that stuff's going to go just nuts.
Right.
But luckily this year, though, I'm getting new hoses. I've already got it ordered. And I think 20 feet of a 3-foot hose. And I've got this, I'm going to try it out. It's, this might just be for giggles, but I want to see how it works first. But it's like a tube. It's a 3-inch tube, but it goes into a 4-inch pipe, and it's got a riffle system inside of it. And it's only like 3 foot long. So it's probably about 7 inches wide. So it's got probably 20 riffles in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a long clean out sluice or something, but it's got some real, the riffles themselves are about like 1.5 inches high.
Okay.
So obviously it's made to put a lot of stuff, it's a 3-inch.
Right.
So it's made to run a lot of stuff in it, and has good high riffles for the laydown area. So I'm going to actually try that. And I'm really thinking, and it's going to be cool, is because I'm thinking I want to put it on an inner tube.
Okay.
With just put like a little piece of decking board on it, and then, just bind it down to the inner tube, and then just, if I pull the hose, well, the inner tube will follow me.
Yeah.
And then, if I could have my, my motor that's actually running my nozzle, it could set up on the bank.
Okay.
It'll be kind of streamlined. So, like, your hoses don't come straight out into the creek, because if that happens, it'll pull your motor in. Mm-hmm. So what you do is you walk down the bank and you make your hose long up through the current, and it's a lot easier on you when you're down in the water. It doesn't pull on it that much.
Right.
So, but it would be neat to have it, like I said, on a little inner tube. And if it just happens, if it starts to get a lot of sediments, just push the inner tube over a little bit more and stake it. And it's like a land dredge, how it throws the dirt up and piles it up. Mm-hmm. It's so you can actually move your tailings behind you as you go along. So I think that's going to be a good advantage too, because now I'm not going to be messing with tailings like out of a high banker, so to speak. When they build up, you just move your inner tube over a little bit and you're going to be good. A high banker, you got to find a whole new section to put it on. You got to measure out the legs again, make sure it's level. They're pretty tedious to mess with, like I do it. Right. But it's going to be exciting, because it's stuff that I've looked for stuff like this and I can't find a video. Now I've seen some more higher tech built things such as this. And there's a couple of things that's probably, I think, one or two that's probably still on the market that's kind of similar in the same design, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But like I said, this is an old-timey one. It's made of metal, and I can't wait to see if it works.
Yeah, you have to let us know.
I know, right? Well, I'm thinking of making a video, because like I said, you don't see that stuff.
Yeah, do a video on it. That'd be cool. Because, no, I've never seen one work, either or. So that'd be cool.
What would really impress me, like I said, it's going to be one of those tests, Tim. Mm-hmm. It's just going to impress me and find out if it really does work good.
Right.
Well, why not?
Great.
Yeah. Well, it's easy. It's easier to carry down a 10-pound tube rather than a 40-pound high banker.
Yep.
So it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear what you're like after 2 hours cranking that thing.
Well, I'll let you in on it. I'll show you. I got a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of
guys. I'm sure we'll hear about it.
That's his first weekend. He's going to put a motor on it.
Ask the Biffles. They know all about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's wagering in the chat room, Scott. You're going to put a motor on it for the second time.
Well, I'm telling you, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll take anybody's money on that, because I ain't going to put a motor on it.
All right. Now, everybody heard it.
I guarantee it won't be a motor.
Everybody heard it. October 18th. Guaranteed there's not going to be a motor on it.
It's like I'm like that cook on TV. I guarantee.
He guarantees. No more.
That's right. I mean, really, you think about it. If you, as the listeners out there, were in the old time, have never even seen a motor, but you've seen this hand crank come up. Now, how fast and how better it would be working for you now. Oh, sure. See, so you put your mindset way back when they had to do stuff the hard way, and a wheel system like that was like top of the line for them.
Have you guys ever used a hand crank trommel?
No, I haven't used one of those.
See?
I've actually never used a trommel.
Me either. And I just wonder, would the hand crank trommel probably be more
difficult?
I
have, but not a hand crank.
You think it would be more difficult than the hand crank puffer?
I think the
depending on what kind of material you're running, and heavier as it is.
Figure when it gets all that gravel in it, I mean, it's gonna.
If you're running one of the little ones that goes in the gold cube, it's probably not too bad.
No, I'm talking about the bigger like.
Well, I think the Keen hand crank is different from the Thompson, because doesn't it have like this really big, wide gear where you don't have to spin it as many times?
Right. Yes, of course. The gearing's the key.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference with the Keen and the Thompson, where you do a lot more rotations.
Mm-hmm. You get more revolutions.
Yeah.
I mean, the only hand trommel that I've ever used was made by another company way back then, but now it's run by the brothers out of Tucson that you see at the gold shows.
Yeah, Wilson Brothers.
The Wilson Brothers.
Yeah.
And that's the only hand crank trommel that I think is even on the market right now.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, I've never used one. I just wondered if it would be, all this talk about your arm cranking on a dry washer, how bad would it be for a trommel?
Yeah, but you think about this though. You use that trommel classified down within a minute, and you try to classify a bucket, shaking a bucket back and forth for 5 minutes.
It takes a lot.
Now look, Yeah, look at the wear and tear on your arm shaking
Sure.
that bucket opposed to turning that crank.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And it did classify pretty quick. I do give it that.
Something we'll have to do a little more research on that and find out.
Well, when we were at Roaring Camp, we ran the Wilson Brothers the trommel, the hand crank, and I don't know, I've never actually did the hand crank with a little puffer or anything like that, but that trommel was really super easy to run.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, and even when you would load it up, I mean, you would get a bunch of material in it and just load it up.
Oh, okay.
You know, of course,
Yeah,
you pumping the water.
those bearings. You're right, Dennis. Those bearings and those are slick, and they are smooth. They are smooth.
Really easy. No matter how much material you put in there, it was still easy to crank.
Well, that's good info. That's what I was wondering, how it would be when it's loaded. You know, if it's like, oh my God, I can't crank this thing, scrape some gravel out of it. Or if it's like, hey, can't even tell. So, all right, cool. Very nice. Okay.
But I'm not going to put a motor on it. And you know what? I like I said, I put myself back in the old time days, and you know, hey, saving $50 is saving $50. You know, in my pocket. You know, because like I said, tent camping ain't crowded.
That's right.
And
hey, are you going to go back to riding a horse and a buggy to get out there?
No, I'm not going to quite that far.
Well, hey, you save gas that way too, buddy.
A donkey. He needs a donkey. Is what he needs.
Donkey.
A donkey.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like this, if I classify 25 buckets, say, I could actually just go 20 for this. And once you classify a bucket, you can actually think, you know, in your head, you've actually got 2 buckets in one. Because if you don't have the extra rock, you don't have the stuff you don't need, so you're actually getting 2 buckets out of that one. Well, that's if you think about it, that's running those 20 buckets is actually almost running a yard of dirt that you would go and shovel straight through. But to run those 20 buckets, you dump it in the hopper on the puffer, and then you just set back down on another bucket and just two until it's done.
Yeah.
Then you stand up, you fill the hopper again, and you set back down and you just crank it again. I still think it's going to be an adventure for one thing, but I still think it's going to be more beneficial. Not much as time saving, because like I said, a couple more hours a day, just because you're cranking it that way it is, and you want it to run smooth. But I'm like the old timers. They still think that a puffer gathers more gold than what a machined dry washer does. And I know a machine dry washer loses gold because I went back and ran our tailings, like, I don't know, what was it, the year before last? I got almost 4 ounces back out of our tailings, out of a dry washers. So, and that's running it wet. I mean, we had a very good year the year before that, but, when I can come back and run the tailings right back through, because it was all sand by that point, because it was all tailings. And it got 4 ounces back out of it. That's clerically crazy. And dry washers lose. They do. So,
I was surprised with how much fine gold we came back with.
Yeah, I was actually surprised too when I seen those pictures, Kathleen. Not because of the way you guys were doing anything; it's just because that dirt you guys were running, it was moist. I mean, it still had a little dampness down by the rock.
We had to dry it out first. We would just run it over and over and over again, just to dry it out.
Right, and that's what that's, believe it or not, I actually had when I seen your puffer. I was like, man, you know what? And that's why I was talking to you about hand cranking it. You're like, hey, you wouldn't want to do that. And I'm like, you know what? If it's saving me $50 a week, yeah, maybe I would. I'm not saying I'm greedy.
Battery power. It's a battery powered.
Yeah, but then I got to be lugging down battery. You got to have the extra weight.
Motorcycle battery.
Well, I guess
not very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many did you take with you?
I think that's the one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Then you could put it on a solar charge.
Yeah, you could charge it, and it wasn't that bad, really.
Something to think about, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make it a goal to stick to the original.
You do it.
All right.
You do it. I want to see it. That's awesome.
Swift water is bellowing action.
Well, then we'll just call you old timer.
Yeah, we'll call him Cranky.
But you know what's really going to be funny is because I know how much gold you get out of so much dirt. So if it keeps the same amount, where I dig, then it's not really, you're not really hurting yourself. If you get more, then, it kind of goes to say that maybe that puffer does get a little bit more the way it works. I mean, they do work different. They are two different breeds of dry washer, if you think about it. I mean, a puffer blows the dirt up in the air, and the air just makes it, the chaff gets out of it, and then everything rolls over the riffles. This actually puffs it up over the riffle. So anything heavy, it's not got enough push to get it up, it'll stay behind your riffle. So I just wonder. So it's going to be a cool test this year.
Yeah. Yep. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. But like I said, I got a cool toy from Amber, more or less, and I'm going to be using that. Like I said, I'm going to make some videos of stuff this year just to let everybody, and put it out there that, hey, this is how you set one up, and this is how you should look at it in the flow. And, a lot of guys, they get these puffers, and when they first start doing it, they think, oh, man, it ain't working, because they're used to the motorized kind that they've seen ran. And they work, as soon as the dirt hits the top of the riffle, there's enough air, it starts working. Right. Well, a puffer, if you don't get all the riffles full first, you're just pushing air out the open hole. So you got to fill all the riffles, and that's the little stuff that I want to actually put on a video to show people that's actually thinking of getting into it and wants to go in the inexpensive way and get a nice little puffer. Then they know exactly what they want to be looking for when they go out and get set up and start digging.
Right.
So
makes sense.
It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Pretty cool.
But yeah, it was a great outing, and I want to talk a little bit to everybody back in the East Coast. If you're not a member, I know we're not really prevalent in the East Coast that much, but if you ever come out to the West Coast to go mining for vacation, stuff like that, anything like that, the claims that they have are pretty good, and they got gold on them. But I'd like to have more of our East Coast people bring their power to the cause, so to speak. And like I said, reason being, it's going to eventually taper down to the fishermen, the hunters, the bicyclers, hikers, ATVers. Eventually, it's going to trickle down to you guys, where the national forest people and all that, they look like they should be on a SWAT team. And I don't know, where all that come from. I didn't know that they get, actually shot at that much in the national forests and stuff like that. But obviously, that's the way they dress nowadays. But they just, it's going to trickle down to where they're going to start strong arming, people on their rights as well. So I would like to have somebody, actually say that, there's a couple people that called in and joined Amber because they heard of something I said, or got you to look at the website and got you thinking about it. So it'd make me proud. So if you're out there and you know who Amber is, and you've heard Shannon talk, I'm sure, on the show a couple times, quite a few times actually, man, look up the website, just read about them and find out, if it's something that you'd be interested in. And if you're a miner and a prospector, you really should be interested in it, no matter where you're at, because you're in the United States, and the public lands are just what they are stating. They are public lands. They're ours, for us to go out and have fun on. So anyway,
it's nice too when you're planning trips out there. Like Shad and I are getting ready to become lifetime members, so I still can't get my password emailed to me.
Who's in charge?
So Shad was supposed to reach out to Shannon, but with the gold show and the outing and everything, he didn't do it yet. So
yeah. So sometimes you could just on the Amber site you can contact. They got to contact us. We do that.
They're supposed to email me a link to reset it, but I haven't gotten it yet.
But I will tell everyone, if you are interested, they have a couple different ways to join AMRA. Obviously, you could do it annually, which I think it's like a $200 donation.
Yeah, and it's tax deductible. You can also pay a one-time for a lifetime membership, $2,500. Mm-hmm. Or now they just recently this year launched where you can do like an installment plan where you pay for the lifetime $100 deposit and then $100 a month for 24 months. So $2,500 total.
That's cool.
Right. You can become a lifetime member that way as well.
Nice.
And you got to remember, it's just not about just about the mining rights. They also do a lot of help. I mean, just this weekend, and I don't, like I said, you guys, if I don't say names enough, you guys know that it's just hard for me to remember names because I got so many names that I meet, and talk to during the day. But there was a group or a gentleman, I can't remember, but they donated a $500 check, and then through passing the bucket around through the crowd, actually there for AMRA, that money got matched and then some a little bit, and I think it was a little bit over $1,000 was raised for a miner in California that his house, all his belongings, mining gear, everything got burnt in the fire. Yeah, obviously there's neighborhoods up there that right now are just they're flattened. There's nothing there. It's pretty bad, but I'm sure that they're going to rebuild. But that's just little, that little stuff like that. We help our fellow guys that's in the clubs and stuff like that, and then we know they're miners and but that's not all they're about. Eventually, like I said, they're going to grow into watching out for just anybody's rights that use the public lands. So I mean, they're getting big and they're getting bigger every day, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And I hope you guys back in the East Coast will look it up. Just like Shad said, there's several different ways you can join. And everything is tax deductible, and it goes to a good cause. Yes. So look it up, and just look it up. That's all I can tell you. And you got it. Yeah. But other than that, who's been watching Gold Rush?
Me.
What are you thinking, Tim? What are you thinking?
Well, I think the bet between Parker and Todd is given. I think Parker's going to win that hands down. I'm a little surprised at some of the changes, like no Gene Cheeseman this year.
I think Hunter will probably break free from his dad and be like a little mini Parker.
Yeah, it almost seems that way, don't it?
It's possible.
I think that's what they're fixing to do.
I think he's maybe set back all the years and watched them fail so much, and he just wants to see them succeed. And so I think you're right, Kathleen, that he's gonna try to just take the reins and do these things. You're right.
I think it's funny about the bet between Todd and Parker, but it's funny because, like I said earlier, at first, Parker's just laughing about it, hee ha, because it's the same. How many times they did this?
Yeah, it's like every year, right?
Yeah, it's like every year. But then this year, he was actually thinking, and because he started getting worried, he's like, maybe I jumped into this too fast, because gold is where you find it. And, he says eventually he's going to come across something.
Sure.
And it could be his year.
It could be a
try and you're going to find something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, and then the first weigh-in was over Parker. So, but he is also using 3 machines. That's more motors, that's more gas, that's more diesel.
But the thing is, they don't give you the bottom line. They just measure it in ounces, just because that's what everybody wants to see, the gold in the ounces. But when you look at the operating costs,
if they tallied all
definitely
that,
the decisions that Parker make, he's thinking strategically that way.
Good point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't even compare Tony Beats in that mix because he's got all stuff going on.
Yeah, but Tony's got, like I said, that dredge, and you know what? Before that show started with that dredge running, or before Tony got it moved, people thought I was crazy because I told them if he gets that thing going, get out of the way. That's the cat's meow, and they're like, oh, you're only doing this, you're only doing that. I'm like, dude, you're running one motor for everything, and the tailings go right behind you. You just keep going forward. It's awesome. Yeah. And now look at it. Look at all the gold that's piling up. People's now eating humble pie, so to speak, because that dredge is tearing it up. Yeah. That's, like I said, that's bad. And look at its cost. One motor.
Yeah.
I mean,
he saves a fortune on operating cost.
Well, I'd say, how do you think he afforded that next one?
That's right.
That and some royalties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I just think it's funny. But then again, I'm also like Kathleen on the Todd Hoffman son part. I don't know about breaking. He might break away.
I think he will.
Either that or Todd will just say, I'm getting out of the way.
Right.
Maybe.
That's what I see. Todd just
Well, I mean, they kind of alluded to it a little bit when Todd was just talking about how, he's 18 years old, he's ready to go, and I'm broken and sore, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that there was a little foreshadowing there.
Could be.
Well, man, you remember the first year this show even come on? He was telling his dad, "Get out of my way, let me do my thing."
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So I don't know. It's exciting though. We're gonna find out, man. And
Yeah.
you know what's bad? It's because the season. I don't get to see the end of the season because I'm already out. After October 31st, I'm out in the goldfields. I don't get to watch it after that. So that's gonna kind of stink. But we'll find out how it runs.
Oh yeah, it's might be an exciting season. We shall see. Right?
That's right. We shall see.
See, the thing is, I have to remember to watch it, and I don't because we don't have cable.
Right. I just set it up to record, and then I go, "Oh, I forgot Gold Rush was on last night," and then I'll kick it on and watch it, and then I'll report on it Sunday. And
Yeah, I definitely have it on record because I never catch it on time.
No, it's my wife ain't gonna sit and watch it anyway, so it's like I gotta record it, and then I'll watch it when I'm by myself.
Well, I shouldn't miss a single episode of it now. Going back to 8 hours.
What do you mean going back to 8 hours?
Going back to 8 hours. That means every Wednesday, every Sunday, baby.
Cool.
Yeah, no more of this continues. I have every weekend off, which means more dredge time in the water. And yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
And I think it starts next week.
Let us know. Okay. Pretty
should
cool.
Find out by tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
So I don't have to worry about missing another episode of Curse of Oak Island. I have to record it and rewatch it. I can watch this.
Curse of Oakwood.
Yeah, Curse of Oakwood.
When's that start again?
Hopefully, it's not starting soon enough.
Oak Island. When's it start? November?
I think so.
Is it November? Yeah, because I got to watch that too. I like Oak Island.
I remember 16th or 17th, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay. I have to look. I keep seeing it posted on like Facebook and stuff, and it's like, okay, I got to remember it's on, and I forget.
What is it again?
Curse of Oak Island.
Curse of Oak Island.
What day is it usually on? Thursday or Friday?
That was Tuesday.
Yeah, I think
Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday.
Tuesdays. Yeah.
It might be the 14th then.
Tuesdays, unless they changed the day. But yeah, I think it was Tuesday.
Probably the 14th.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was the second week of November, if I remember correctly.
Cool. Now, you've never watched it, Scott?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Are you familiar with the Curse of Oak Island?
That's why I know.
Wow. Okay, well, that's something you might have to just look
Do
it up.
you know your hardwoods?
Google it. Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah, I know what the hardwoods is.
Well, then you'll love it.
You'll know what oak is really fast if you watch into the previous episode.
Yeah. Watch any of the seasons. You'll know what wood is. Yeah. No,
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, Google it. And then you'll know. Yeah, check it out. It's got a lot of history behind it and stuff. So check it out, Scott. You'll definitely like it. November 7th it premieres.
Is that what it is?
Ooh,
Thank you, Jess. Yeah.
The premiere.
Yeah, the premiere of Curse of Oak Island.
Sounds so drastic.
I'll be watching. I don't know why. I should just watch the end. You know,
I'll be too busy cranking my dry washer.
You'll be too busy being a crank man. Cranky Scott. Yeah. So anything else, Scott?
Well, that's thing I wanted to, like I said, give a shout out to Ameren. I want you guys back in the East Coast to take a good look and become a member. It's going to be beneficial to everybody, And there's something else, and I can't remember what it was, man. I had all of it in my head, too.
I know that feeling. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to talk mostly about the Amber outing and get that squared away.
We appreciate it.
and then tell everybody, about my new buffer dry washer.
Well, we appreciate hearing about your new toy too, man.
Yeah, you guys it'll be cool, man. I'm gonna make, like I said, I'm gonna make a good video. It's be nice and explanatory to what it is. Like I said, I ran one. Oh my God, how long was that ago? 10 years, maybe 10 years ago, and it had electric motor on it, and it went. To me, it was like chuk, 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 chuk. He had that thing really fast to most of the puffers I ever just seen. And then, like I said, I seen an old guy. He would take a puffer in the back of a 4-wheeler every day, a little bitty one, and he'd go out there and just poke around man. He would come back with a lot more gold than I ever did with a motorized one. And I was like, man, I'd like to get one of them. And he's like, well, we sell them for $300. Well, back then I didn't have the money. And then, I just started getting the bigger stuff and never even looked back. And then I started thinking, the other day, he asked me if I would make a video or explain to him how to set one up. And then poof, right there, the same week, there's the same dry washer for the videos and everything. I'm like, it must have been it's a calling, it's want me to do it.
Yeah,
so
what they call it. Well, cool. Well, like I said, let us know when you get the video done, and we can't.
Oh yeah, I'll be posting it for sure on.
Yeah, and I think Shad's still working on our Crony Club video. I think he's about got that done. Probably
he's almost done. We're gonna send you the script,
my instructions
if you will,
for the script. Okay,
cool. Hey, don't put the block on the link so I can share it to other pages.
Right. No, it won't be. Yeah, it'll definitely be public. Also, I'll be posting the new Crony Club giveaway this weekend. I'll get that up and posted. And then everybody be watching for a new site giveaway, too, on GPS. I'll be announcing that coming up real soon. Ironing out the details on that one. Going to be a great one. So
a new site?
A new site giveaway on GPS.
Oh.
Yeah, a monthly giveaway on GPS, a new one. But it's a good one, so just working on the details of that. And like I said, Crony Club giveaway, get that posted this weekend while Kathleen's out dredging and having fun, and Shad's duck hunting. And let's say hello to our good buddy Dennis Dayton, who popped in out of nowhere. How you doing, Dennis? We got a couple minutes left. What's going on, man?
Oh, just staying busy working, and of course, get the good news of being able to go back to 8 hours and having every weekend off is priceless.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
He just wants more time in the water.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you got to stop in for a few. I just seen a message from you. You got to run, so you're working, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm back in the saddle, back at the window, taking orders.
Get back to that drive-through, and remember.
Yeah, I got back to that drive-through.
Don't forget to include ketchup with them fries. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll be working midnight to 8 shift. So.
Okay.
I've got what's nice about doing that shift is when I get off work, like if I'm down at the club or somewhere, I can actually, when I get off work, I can actually get in and do some dredging every day for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
And that makes it a little nicer.
Cool. Now, are you going to the outing at Hooks this weekend, or?
Oh yeah, I'm headed down Friday. We got, it's cool because Larry McKnight, you guys remember Larry from Kentucky?
Yeah.
Him and Ron, they're coming, and then the guy that I started out doing a lot of prospecting with, Bill Conrad, he's coming.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch of us. It's gonna be a nice little outing.
Good. Yeah.
Cool.
We're sorry we can't be there, but you go and represent for us and get some gold, okay?
If you can do a video or Facebook Live, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely do Facebook Live, and actually, I'm gonna give that I guess you could say the Doc's matting a shot, because I'm gonna be running. Jonathan's got his new dredge. He builds dredges, and I'm gonna be running his 4, and it has the hog matting in it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have my 3-inch down there because I'm sure Bill or Derek or someone's going to run it. So.
Right.
But I'm gonna give that hog matting a shot.
Okay.
On its 4-inch. See how she does.
Good. Well, like I said, keep us posted. Let us know. Facebook Live if you can. Okay.
Oh, you know I will be.
If you get a signal, we want to see it. All right.
Hey,
work,
Tim,
man.
somebody wanted to do the gold prices. You want me to shout them out for you or no?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I didn't know if you had it or not.
No, go.
All right. Anyway, today, as of closing, it is gold at $12.81, down $6. Not happy with that, but still staying in good range. Trust me on that. Silver, $16.97, down 0.8. Not a lot, unless you got a lot. Platinum goes down at 923, down 13. That's quite a bit. And palladium goes to 957, dropped 21. That's even a bigger drop. Huh. So everything today, as of closing, if you were going long, oops.
Oops.
Oops. But yeah, that's the prices for today.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. All right, Dennis, go ahead. I won't keep you. I know you got to get back to work, brother. So thanks for stopping. We're glad you made it for a few tonight.
See you, Dennis.
Okay. Oh, might already went. Okay.
He's gone.
All right. Bye, buddy.
He's out. He's got to go to work.
He had to get back to work. So, all right, cool. Glad you got to stop in for a bit. So everybody's got some good plans this weekend. Except me, I'm house watching the cats while the wife's away. So I'm gonna wash my car.
You're gonna have to get you a laser light so you can at least have fun with the cats.
Oh no, I'm gonna wash my car. That's my plans. Wash my car.
Tim, did you ever run that gold from Razor yet?
No, I'm still waiting on that item. You know.
Oh, okay.
Which hopefully I have it next week.
You said that like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Dude, I know. It's killing me too. I got 3 boxes of dirt that need ran, and it's like
he got it sent snail mail.
Yeah, it hasn't been. Yeah, is what I'd say. But yeah, I wanted. That's what I've been waiting on, just to run that. It's like, come on, I want to try it on that. You know.
So you're getting something that you'll be able to run material on, basically.
Yes, it's a cleanup system. So I want to, and they want me to, review it and try it and give them an honest opinion. And I said, well, that would be the dirt to try it on, my friend. So
you gonna make a video?
I don't know. I may.
Why not? I would.
I can, yeah. I mean, but I ain't that good at that. I'm not like you guys. No.
Shoot.
I'm not the video connoisseur. But
yeah, me neither.
I'm like Rich about it. I'd be too wrapped up in what I'm doing than to think about.
Well, I don't have a freaking stick to be able to hold the phone. My finger keeps getting in front of the lens.
Too. So. I just have to prop it up somewhere, and
yeah.
Me, I actually use a camera when I do that.
But if I can, I definitely will, because I want to give them a good, honest feedback on it and let them know what I think. So
cool.
We shall see. Cool. And then they may be doing a few giveaways on the show with this product. So
it'd be interesting to see.
Yes, very interesting. And like I said, we shall see. So I
know if you got to go from Ray, it's going to be some fine stuff.
That's what I figure. That is perfect material to test it on. That's why I've been waiting. And it's like, okay, I really need this. I'm waiting. I want to try it. I want to see. I want to see what I got in there and see how good it works. So we shall see. I will let you guys know. And,
awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. And on that note, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. You guys got anything else you need to add?
Nope. Just like I said, you guys look into AMRA.
Yep.
I mean, help me out. Look in there.
Yep. Support AMRA. Don't forget, if you like what we're doing and you believe in us, check out our Patreon page. You can click the link on any of the pages on Gold Prospector Space. We appreciate all your support. And be sure to tune in Sunday night for our Sunday night show at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, I guess good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night,
Good night.
Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 7:30 for another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.